I assume there are some of you here. This is Richmond after all. I'm feeling pretty good. I had a birthday recently. I'm 39.
All right.
Don't let the cane fool you, I'm only old in gay years. And I'm not one of those people who thinks about, oh, back in my day. But I have observed things. And something I've noticed, because I'm a nerd, is how much the internet has changed since I was a kid. Back then it was still very like homemade, you know. We didn't like anything that looked like it was made by someone who knew what the hell they were doing. Oh, you have a degree in web design? Well, you can just get the... Give me a black background and a million spinning JPEGs. Just like Mama used to make. Official website used to be a joke. You'd go to the Christina Aguilera website. Here is a picture of Christina Aguilera. Here is her next tour date. You go to a fan site. They've got all kinds of pictures. They got song lyrics. They got an essay about how she's secretly a puppet of the lizard people. That's a website. Speaking of music, when I was a much younger JD, I was really into the old school hip hop, you know. Not a hip hop crowd, okay. Liars. But my absolute favorite was Grandmaster Melly Mel. Okay, the one person, thank you. And you are younger than me, that's messed up. Now, Grandmaster Melly Mel, he had a little trademark. Whenever he wanted to emphasize something, he'd say, rough, like a dog, you know. It's really hard out here on these streets, rough. Now, I have an obsessive personality, so when I encounter something I really like, I'm thinking, yes, this is who I am now. I'm the guy who says rough. But I'm also lazy, so I just never got around to it. And it's a good thing too, I worked at Wendy's. Can you imagine? A number 7 no tomato with a Sprite, rough! That order is actually very special to me. I had a regular. He was the nicest person I had ever met, a wonderful human being. He was a member of the US Special Olympic basketball team. And he got the same order every day. One day he comes in with the biggest smile I've ever seen on a person. He is more smile than head at this point. I was like, oh, well, what's going on? And he showed me. He had just won a silver medal. And I remember thinking, wow, wish I had a medal. Stupid, rough-saying moron. If I didn't spend so much damn time listening to rap music, I could have learned how to play basketball. Right now you're probably thinking, why is JD like this? It's because I had a traumatic experience as a child, yes. When I was in the first grade, I was the kid the other little kids didn't want to play with. And I'd go to the teacher and say, they don't want to play with me. And rather than get off her fat ass and do something about it, she told me something that no adult should ever say to a child. It's okay, just use your imagination. So I imagined a 100-foot tall Tyrannosaurus Rex, and he bit those little bastards' heads off, and I've been like this ever since. Imagination is very important, which is why it bugs me, our current cultural obsession with debunking, like, did the moon landing really happen, stupid things like that. Because why do people only care about the truth when the lie is about something cool? Okay, I have evidence that COVID-19 was created in a laboratory in Wuhan. Yes, very interesting. I stayed at my grandma's house and I think it's haunted. And probably a gas leak. I want to know what our government is doing to prevent World War III. I don't need every asshole who sees a UFO to suddenly encounter people who have decided on the spur of the moment that rational thinking is important. You all worry about what we're going to do to stop global warming, and let me live in a world that has vampires and werewolves in it. But I'm not an unreasonable person. I will give you Bigfoot. That thing that, looks like a bear and lives where the bears live and makes a noise that's unmistakably identical to two bears humping. Probably not a chimp, I'm just saying. I like this, I like you people. I like people in general. I'm a people person, but I used to be a misanthrope. And for some of you who don't know, a misanthrope is someone who looks at the human race and just goes, I couldn't figure out where the change had happened until I realized I no longer work at a job that requires me to stand behind a cash register. Cash registers run on pure hatred, I swear. I am convinced racism did not exist before grocery stores. Because most people out in the real world, I hear them talking with an accent, that's like an awesome guitar solo to me. Who behind a cash register, Miss Thing, I know your ass speaks English. Speaking of racism, and to everyone whose assholes just puckered, I am going somewhere with this, I promise. We've had a lot of Indian families move to Richmond in the last 20 years or so, haven't we? Some of you are watching, that's not good. Hooray for the Indians, yes. I like to watch them when they go out. Because when they go out in groups. They got the mom, the dad, the kids, and the uncle who refuses to move out, and grandma and the dog. And I like that, because I grew up in an Italian household, and we do the exact same thing. Only difference is that when Indian families go out, they all stay together. But Italians, we like to mix in with the sauce a little bit. Because we're absolutely terrified that there's somebody out there who don't know what's what. Until we tell them. Just randomly walk up to you at a store and be like, hey, so you don't want to put any meat in your tomato sauce or else it's going to be a gravy, capiche? I just wanted to buy a TV. I am single. No applause, thank you. I'm technically single by choice. We broke up over pizza. You see, when I was in the United States Army, I got a piece of life advice. Pizza is like sex. If you're getting it at the gas station, you might want to rethink your life. So fellas, if she ever comes home and says, I think 7-Eleven makes the best pizza in the whole world, break up with her immediately. She is a meth habit waiting to happen. So she thought 7-Eleven made the best pizza in the world. But I do this, and she worked for minimum wage. So for about 5 months, neither of us can afford to move out. Who do I talk to about this? What kind of Woody Allen romantic comedy situational bullshit is this? But then, like a gift from God, I learned a little bit of my family's history. My grandfather was a bartender for the mafia in Philadelphia in the 1950s in a gay bar. Just for the record, I can't really imagine what a 1950s Philadelphia gay bar would be like. I'm just picturing a bunch of prematurely balding, overly macho guys being like, hey, go birds! You want some whiz on that steak, boy? Okay, someone actually prefers the cheese whiz. We're watching you. You're not real Philadelphia fans. But anyways, he and my grandmother got divorced. It happened 30 years before I was born, but still, I'm very broken up about it. She marries 2 other guys, not at the same time, it's still the 1950s. And one day, she calls up and she says, "Hey, I need help with the rent. Move in with me." So the way I see it, I'm not a screw-up. I'm following the family tradition of being a screw-up. One last thing before I go. There are a lot of people in this world who are going to try to put you in a box. And you don't let them do that. Unless the box is full of chocolate. And that's why I'm so fat. I'm JD. Let's get our host back up here.